Alright, so today is December 13th. Let me turn this off. Today is December 13th, and as you can maybe see, I've been doing a little bit more work in here. I got my drawers in, with the exception of the face covers. I don't, those will go on, so these knobs won't actually be there. They'll be on the faces, but into the doors for the cabinets. I was just debating about those cabinet doors down there. I probably really should put, you call them stiles when they're in the middle, center divider stiles in there, and then put smaller doors in there. But I would like to leave these open so I can get at all my plumbing and wiring and everything that's going to be under there. Leave them big enough so that I can crawl in there. So yeah, I don't know. I suppose I still could put double doors on and then just have them, leave a little air gap in there that wouldn't hurt anything. But yeah, you're kind of getting an idea of what this is going to look like in here now, I guess. The galley over there, this island here, it's about where it's going to be. It'll probably be a little bit closer to the countertop there. Give me just a little bit more room in here. Then on this side is going to be the settee, couch, whatever you want to call it, and table over here. And then of course there's the head in there. And again, the forward cabin's going to go there. And into the engine room, which you've seen. And the stairs going up into the pilot house. Yeah, so it's going alright, I guess. It's still kind of slow going. I just put a toe kick down here. I talked about that earlier. Not wanting to put a toe kick all the way in there. Just didn't have enough room for that. So I did what I was talking about. I just ran this 3/4 inch face framing material, shy 3.5 inches, and then put some 1/4 inch plywood down there. That's this stuff. I varnished it, or urethane did actually. This is just 1/4 inch oakum. Is that how you pronounce it? Oakum, something like that. Plywood, cheap actually is what it is, but it looks all right, and it can always be replaced. Pop it out of there and put something else in if I want to, but it's just, the rest of this is going to be painted white, and then the cabinet faces and the doors will be stained or urethaned for a little wood trim. And then you can see I got this in. I don't know if I showed that in my last video. This is my edge rail or cap for the countertop, and then it's got a 1/2 inch lip here to keep things from sliding off, because it is a boat. And then there'll be another one of these back here, but a little higher, as a splash rail, and I'll make that out of, this is just red oak. I like the looks of oak, and it's relatively easy to work with, and of the hardwoods it's not horribly expensive, and for interior trim I like the looks of it. And there's no stain on there. I just used this Minwax polyurethane on it, and I like the look of that. I've done that in other stuff, and I kind of like the look of that. Keeps the look lighter, but it's a nice wood grain finish too. And that oakum down there actually matches reasonably well with the oak. And I had it, so I used it. This is actually the stuff that I use for making my templates out of. I cut this into 3-inch wide strips, and then use it when I'm fitting things to strange angles and whatnot, which everything in a boat is. So yeah, I'm thinking now that I may just keep kind of plugging away like this. I ordered the propane regulator, the line, the shutoff valve, the solenoid valve, and everything for this. And I think what I'll do is, there's going to be a pilot house coming up to, the pilot house is going to come up to here. Let me get this. Pilot house is going to come up to here. up above, of course. And then I plan on putting a little locker out in front of the pilot house. And part of that will be a propane locker. I'll probably have another locker on the other side for gasoline or whatever, but it'd be propane for the stove here. So then a line will run out over, down, and in, and back to the stove here. But I thought I'd get that stuff in right away so I could at least test this out and test the stove out, the oven out, make sure it's working properly while it's still new. Yeah, and it's nasty outside, so guess where all the cats are? Yeah, they all want to be inside. But that's fine as long as they don't create too much havoc. But anyway, so yeah, I'm thinking, I may be doing more of this inside work this winter. Maybe get this forward cabin framed in a little bit, of the bunks framed in and stuff, and a little bit of the interior work done there. And then work on this settee and stuff here, because once I get the settee in here, I won't have much room to bring stuff up in here anymore. And then I'll work on the aft cabin probably. So hopefully over the next several months I can get that stuff mostly done. And then I'll start working back on the hull again, because I'm just loath to have to bring everything up. Oh, and I got this plastic up here now, and that is because I get some dripping. I got this vaulted ceiling in the building here, and in really cold weather I get some condensation up there. It frosts, not that on my end of it, but up on the other side of the insulation it gets some frost. And then when it warms up and the sun comes out the next day, then it drips. And I didn't want dripping in here. Now that I got things, or starting to get things to a finished level, I didn't want moisture dripping in here. So I put some plastic up over here. That also kind of gives me a better feel for what it's going to be like in here. Because that's basically what it's going to be. I'm planning on running a little like 3/4 inch or maybe even just a 1/2 inch piece of wood along here. Once I get this, milled, once this is milled down to the proper angle and height and whatnot, but put a little piece of trim in here, and then I'm going to cut paneling to go in between those, and then the wiring can lay up there. It'll give a little bit more of a finished look. You won't have to worry about the plywood that goes on the deck, because there'll be a finished ceiling panel in here. That also allows lights to be installed, in that ceiling panel. Otherwise it's going to be a little bit problematic surface mounting things, and where do you go with all the wires and all that, and it's just going to be a lot easier, I think, if I do it that way. It'll probably look a little bit better too, and it won't be that big of a deal to do. But anyway, that's where we stand. This is slow work. It's very slow work. These drawers, I'm not a cabinet maker, and these drawers, seemed like they were taking me forever to get them adjusted in here. Well, which part of that is simply the fact that it's a boat and there are no straight corners to attach anything to. So I started out with using 2 slides, drawer slides. Like these 2 here are both 2 slides, which they support more weight that way, and they come out farther, they pull out farther. But getting these 2 perfectly parallel, and they have to be absolutely perfectly parallel, wasn't an easy task. But these 2 are the dual, and then the 2 down here, these are just a single in the center down here, which makes things much easier. I don't know if you can see that or not. Makes things much easier to install. A lot less weight holding capacity, but I don't think these drawers are going to need to hold 50 pounds anyway. But these drawers here are rated at 100 pounds, and these are rated at 35 pounds, those slides. So I think that'll be accurate. I think that'll be adequate. What do you think, Pee-wee? Is that gonna work? Yeah. But that's where we are on the 13th of December, 2022.